trust in God. This takes in the stress levels. Can stress cause heart disease? Can stress get blood pressure up? I maintain that in a well-slept, well-rested, well-hydrated, well-fed, well-exercised body, that body copes with stress. Stress can tip the scales. We all have stress, and if we keep our body in good working order, we handle that stress. And when we surrender our life to God, we've got help. Remember what he said in that it's Isaiah 42. We started at verse 5. He says, I will hold thine hand, I will keep thee. He says, trust me. And that's how I travel all over the world. I trust God will keep me. I was being interviewed a couple of weeks ago and they said, are you ever afraid? I said, no, I'm not. I'm not afraid because I know that my life is in God's hand. I don't presume, but I read that he says that when we love him, when we walk in his ways, he'll keep us. So no, I don't worry. But we had a lady come to our program. She's 42 and she'd had a stroke. She had an angiogram and her arteries were clear. Did everyone get that? So why did this lady have a stroke? Because if that build-up happens in the carotid arteries and there's a blockage, there's your stroke. If it happens in the heart muscle, there's your cardiac arrest. So what did I immediately do? Investigate. I said, tell me the week before you had the stroke. And she looked a little bit embarrassed. In other words, she didn't want to tell me, but she told me. She said, well, I'm the CEO of a big company. I work in London. She said, I had a deadline to keep. So she said, I was working, she said, for 3 days before this happened, I was running on about 2 hours sleep in 24-hour period. Problem number one, rest gone down. She said, I really wasn't drinking water because I didn't want to have to keep leaving the desk to go to the bathroom. Problem number two, there was definitely no sunshine there. And she said, is the next one, abstain. She said, I was living on coffee. Do you know, another negative with the coffee is it's a dehydrating agent. In fact, we had a pathologist attend our program. He said, we did studies on coffee and we found that a person needs 5 glasses of water to make up for the dehydrating agents in a cup of coffee, especially if it's got sugar in it. There's another dehydrating agent. So she's living on coffee. She's highly stressed. And so you know what her body did? It stopped her. Her blood was thick. Her blood vessels were constricted because of the stress, and she went down. See, there's always a reason. She went to the doctor. What did they put her on? The protocol. Arteries are clear, but they put her on the statin drugs. That's why you're the doctor. So if the doctor gives it to you, you know what you say? Thank you so much for your advice. Then smile. I'm going to seriously consider this, and you leave. Because God gave you the authority over your body. I'm the one that chooses what I do and what I don't do. So David, when he discovered all this, he stopped his medication straight away. And so did she. She stopped it straight away. But if you're going to stop the medication, you've got to make sure you're drinking adequate water. Ideally, 8 glasses a day. And you've got to make sure you're getting enough sleep. Ideally, 8 hours a day. I always thought 7 was God's favourite number, and I think it is. But I think he likes 8 too. There's a lot of 8s there.